Hello, hello, hello. I'm playing Minecraft, as you can see, and yeah. So the title is Jesus is King, and that is true. That is very true. I don't know. I don't know why I exactly felt like streaming this, but I don't know. I didn't want to sit in silence. I wanted to play Minecraft, and it's 2 in the morning. You know, something that I realized by following Christ and by giving my life to Christ was it gave me meaning. And I know that sounds corny and it's overused, but there is a reason why, right? Like, if you're an atheist, I want you to think about something. What does it all mean? Does it all mean nothing? Are you just some random sequence that had to happen to be sprung on an infinite world? And when you sit with that, does that leave you comfort? Like, does that leave you soothed? Because I was enamored with science so much so that I thought that God was just some magical thing that couldn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, that would never make sense. And then I really got into it, and it really made me sad. A lot of it made me sad, a lot of it made me anxious. And when I tell you I was enamored with space, man, I was enamored with space. I could tell you that the biggest star is the Stevenson 218, and my favorite planet is 55 Concrete E, roughly 41 light years away, and that planet is a molten planet, but the inside is made out of graphite and diamond. Like I could tell you a lot about it, but it didn't comfort me. It wasn't like, oh man, 55 Concrete E's out there. As long as he's out there, I'm chilling. No, it was void, void of meaning. And when you sit and think with that and think about that, I want you to think about something else next. I want you to think about where you get your morality from, right? Because you might think you're a good person. And honestly, I'm going to tell you something right now. Christianity is not about having good morality. There are many men that have good morality and did good deeds that went to hell. But I want you to think about where your morality comes from. And is it objective or subjective? Because I believe as an atheist, you can't really have an objective morality, right? You can have a subjective morality where things depend on your opinion, but can it ever be objective? I don't believe so. And I don't believe most atheists would believe so. And the reason why I say that is because um, I feel like a key point of atheism is that there's not really a moral objective, right? I mean, is that not? I believe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong, because I would love to know. But like, an example would be you're an atheist, so you don't have the Ten Commandments. So your morality says, I don't know why I said that twice. But your morality, sorry for the redundancy, is that you believe murder is bad, right? Yeah, great. I believe so too. But, but, under your subjective morality, not everybody has to believe that. It's subjective, right? There's no objectivity in it. So yeah, although you and a plethora of people might believe murder is bad, there will be a handful of outliers that believe murder is good. Whereas if I have Christ, and I have God, and I have the commandments, I know murder is wrong. I know murder is bad. It's very bad. It's very wrong. And I can tell you that because the commandments say so. And I can objectively say that. And every Christian can objectively say that as long as they truly follow gospel and they truly follow Christ. So think about that. I hear this saying, and I've heard it from Cliff Nettle. I don't know if it originated from him, but if the beginning of your life, because in atheism, this is for atheists, if the beginning of your life means nothing, right, and the end of your life means nothing, which I believe most atheists believe, because you know, truly, what does your life mean? I want you to think about that. What does your life mean? Like, if you weren't put here by God and you were just a random thing that happened to happen, you know, what does it mean? And a lot of times people say it means nothing. That's why it's a really sad life. But if it means nothing and your end means nothing, that means what you do in the middle means really nothing because it's inconsequential, right? There's no moral objectiveness in it. So your fate is inconsequential. Like if you live a bad life, it doesn't matter. And that's where it gets dangerous. Because when you're an atheist, anybody can think, well, I can live a bad life, and it does not matter. They can. They can they can do it happily. They can live their bad life as much as they want. They can hurt people, they can molest people, they can murder people. They can do all of it because there's no moral objectivity saying no. And also because the middle of their life, it's nothing. We've already established this. It's nothing. It's random. And there's no moral consequences. There's no judgment. Nothing. Maybe you go to prison, but what does that matter? It means nothing. Your fate means nothing. Your birth means nothing. It doesn't matter if you go to prison. You just happen to be locked up in a cell. And you can do more atrocious things. So I want you to think about that, because that's something I never really thought about when I was an atheist. But I feel like if I did, I would have converted my ways a lot quicker. And another point that I would like to arise is um, Jesus is a fine line, and Christianity is a fine line between, you know, I think justice and mercy, right? Because, like, there is justice. God is a moral and objective judge. And there is also mercy through the faith and commitment to Christ. There is mercy. So, I lost my train of thought. um, oh yeah, so Christianity, a lot of people demonize it or weaponize it. And that's what I'm saying. There's a very fine line between things, right? Because I believe that God is not soft, not at all. God is a moral judge, and He will do what needs to be done, right? So I don't like when preachers and pastors say it's okay to do this, it's okay to live in sin, and it's okay to do that. I believe that's blasphemous, and I believe that those preachers are the very people God warned us about. But now I don't believe in fire and brimstone preachers either. I don't believe that the solution is fearing. And I often hear this quote. It's fear the creator, not the created. And it puzzled me for a long time. It left me perplexed, right? Because I was like, well, why would I fear God? God is just. God is moral. And then I thought about something. Would an atheist me have feared God? And I'll tell you something right now, I would have. Because imagine you live your whole life thinking that there's no afterlife, and then you realize you're going to hell forever. And that put the fear in me. I mean, that beat the brakes off me. So, fearing God is for those who are disobedient and for those who aren't faithful, I believe. But don't fear the Creator stems from the fact that I don't have to fear what a man could do to me. Because if God wanted to, God could do something way worse to me. And if I continue down this treacherous path, then hell will be way worse than whatever this is. And that was something that it kind of confused me for a while, because I was like, I never really understood trials and tribulations, and sometimes I still don't, and I'll be honest about that. But I heard this great analogy that helped explain it, and it was, I don't think that this is real. I don't even remember where I heard it, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm not, I don't remember every word and every detail, but essentially there were these women, and they were asking themselves about like why God puts us through trials and tribulations. And somebody told them, I can't remember if it was God, I don't remember. This is just an analogy. It didn't actually happen. It's not a biblical thing, but it's a good analogy. And they found out that we go through trials and tribulations because we're like silver. But that puzzled them even more. Like, how are we like silver? We're people. We're humans. How can we be like silver? So then the one lady that heard that, she goes and um she watches a silversmith do his work, and she sees the silversmith putting the iron into fire, like really hot fire, like molten stuff, or putting the silver into molten stuff. And she was scared because she was like, okay, well, if that's what we're why we're going through trials and tribulations, just to burn, just to burn, and okay, well, and then she asked a question, a very important question: why, silversmith, do you burn the silver? And he answers to rid it of any impurities. And that is why we go through trials. Because God is not only just, but he is also loving in the sense of he will not force anything upon you. If you choose to live a life separate, he will not make you do otherwise. That is out of his love. And if you believe that that is stupid, then I challenge you to think about something. If you have a wife, but you decide their every move, what they're going to do, what they're going to wear, how they're going to talk, like every nitpick, right? Like there are things that you could obviously influence and suggest. But at the end of the day, she has her free will, and that's why it's love, right? Because if she doesn't, it's just probably like a hostage situation. I don't really know. But that's free will, and that's love. That's the love of it. The love is the ability to say yes or no. That is the love that God gives us, right? And it hurts him, yes. He feels, I think that the word they use is sorrow. He feels sorrow when people steer away from him. And it makes sense. I mean, again, you know, in a faithful relationship, if I was with a woman and they steer away from me, or they start talking to other people, like for example, if I'm Christian and I start looking into Buddhism or Hinduism or all these other things, that's a little insulting, right? Because if my wife happened to be on dating apps, that's insulting. And for very obvious reasons, for faith and commitment reasons, most importantly. And I realize that that's just the same way God is, right? He let his son bleed and die for us to rid the world of the evil Satan casted upon it. And he still gives you free will to say yes or no. To decide whether or not you want to live in his kingdom or reside with the devil. Now, you still have that option, that opportunity. It is still provided. But what he did is he solidified a fair and just way that man could enter his kingdom because man and woman were riddled with sin. And that was because of the devil's doing. Not because God messed up his creation, no, it's because of the devil's doing. And because of the fact that we have free will. And that is abusable. It is. You can abuse having free will. I don't know. I don't even remember how this conversation started, but just think about it. Think about it. And I won't ever shove it down your throat, I'll talk about it a lot because that's my life now. That's what my life has been changed into. And when I tell you I was a hardcore atheist, I was a hardcore atheist. I did not like God. I hated God. And I honestly said some blasphemous things, probably. I was an ill person, and I was really ill actually. I was hospitalized 5 times, failing all of my classes, and I'm still repenting, and I'm still making up for my shortcomings. But I know why I'm doing it now, and I'm not gonna quit doing it now because I know what the moral right thing is to do. I don't know. It fills me with wonder, and I think wonder is something that is really good to have. Because Jesus was, I don't know if this is the right word, spectacle. He was a spectacle, he's something so admirable and something so beautiful. It seems intangible, but It's not. He was there, and he was there for us. And he is there for us. I should say is. He is there for us. Always. That's why I always talk about it. Because my life was a very different life before I had him involved. It was not an honest life, and it was not a kind life. And it hurt me very badly. But I moved on, and I overcame. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without God. And not any God. Like, if I had the Hinduism God, there's no dodge or shade. But if I had that, I wouldn't have done it. Because it's not what I was looking for. It's not what is true. You know, but since I had God, the God, ooh. Go get him, zombie. Okay, you do that. I'll take out these ones. Sorry, this is really stressing me out. I don't want to die. That'd be unfortunate. Oh no. A drowning skeleton. That's not what I need at this moment. Yo, this guy came back after killing that skeleton. He's got drip on. He's got that fit. He's got that gold chest plate. Gold helmet. I feel like that'd be very uncomfortable. And very heavy. A gold helmet. I don't know if the carat of the gold measures the weight of the gold, but if that's full gold, I think that'd be heavy. Isn't full gold softer and has a lower melting point? I can't remember. I don't remember much about chemistry. I loved chemistry until I realized there's a lot of math incorporated in it, and I was like, oh, I'm out. And it's funny because I cling to a type of science that I never thought I would. Biology. I always didn't like biology. I just thought it was kind of boring until like I realized that chemistry had math and physics had math and even physical science has math and yeah, biology does have math, but not on the same degrees, not on the same levels, and it's way more manageable. Um, yeah, no, again, I don't know why I made this stream, but it's something I feel like I needed to share because I've been where a lot of people have been, and I'm still trying to be a godly man, a good person, and someday a good father and a good husband. I mean, that's a really important thing to me. That was always and always will be one of my biggest dreams is having a family, uh, being a good husband, and being a good father. Something about that is very very eye catching because it's I don't know. It's just something that it would give me reasonings like I want to be a godly man, and I want to be a provider, and I want to be a family man, you know. I hear marriage is a beautiful way to have God in your life with a covenant, just like the one Jesus had, you know, because my covenant with my wife will be eternal, just like the one Jesus had with the earth. And something about that's really poetic. It's really beautiful. He gave us the blueprints of love, and a lot of us don't really see it that way. But it was, you know, he was afraid when he had to be crucified, but he knew he did, and he did it. And he didn't just do it for himself. He did it because it was his mission and because it was a sacrifice, a necessary sacrifice. And that is something that I find so beautiful, and that is something that I find love should be, a sacrifice. It's not always about what you get. It's not always about the pleasure you have. What it's really about is what you're willing to give. And to the one that I put my covenant in with, I'm willing to give my entire life. And I think that that's love, and I think that that's beautiful. And I think marriage is a unity that brings you closer to God, as long as both parties have it, at least. I encourage everybody to think about what I said. Obviously, I'm no preacher, I'm no pastor, and I'm definitely no saint, but I try, and I've been sick, and I have sicknesses, and I'll always try to alleviate others and clear the air, because God saved me, and I know He can save you. It's very simple. It's very binary, the way that God worked in my life, right? Because binary is like, I think 1 is true and 0 is false, or 1 is on and 0 is off. But also, I'll use true and false for this example. But, you know, without God, my life was worse. And that's true. With God, my life was better. And that's true. So I really just weighed the reality of the situation. So, God, my life's better. And not because it's easier, or not because I have things and I feel so like such a good person, but because I have morality, and I'm able to be a better person for people. I'm able to be a more reliable and a more present person in people's lives, a better person. And when I do, have my friends, hopefully I can influence them to do better, and hopefully they can influence me to do better. That's something that's really I don't know. Oh no, this guy's got a trident. Ooh, tridents are so deadly. Oh, oh. Oh man, I really dislike tridents. Ooh. Okay. The tridents are scary because I don't know if you saw that damage, but it was. Oh wait, I didn't even put coal in here. Goofball. Yeah, the damage on tridents is not forgiving. I'm gonna leave this here in case I die. I'm gonna create a shield as well in case I die. I can go back down and fight it. Okay, here's my raw beef. I'm not fighting that thing unless I'm full. Because, man, actually, this will be helpful. Wow. Killing those skeletons helped me. That was. Oh, is he not there no more? He's there. My arrows really not hit him. Whew. Oh, we did. Oh, wow. Piece of candy. I've never seen whatever this is. Is it like a... Oh, wait. I think I might have, actually. I think there's a chest in this. I need a shovel. I use my iron, but I have... Oh, I have nuggets. That's good. I'm glad I grabbed those. Because I definitely want a shovel for this. I need to turn this off. There we go. Yeah. Shovel. Okay. I don't know if that's how that works. I thought that's how that worked. Maybe I'm wrong. If I have a door, I can, like, negate... I can negate, like, what it was. What am I even trying to say? No, I cannot. Okay. Oh, hey. I used to look just like you. I had a chicken skin. I called him Eggward. It's based off an old YouTuber I watched. Xbox Addictions. That was so long ago. Okay, maybe this wasn't what I thought it was. Oh, shoot. Don't do that. That's so rude. You know how rude that is? 42 beef, bro. Oh, steak. Could have swore it was called beef. Wait, maybe it's because it was cooked. I'm goofy. There's nothing in here? Okay, okay. I need to get out of this water. I'm so... I am not a man who is meant to be in the water. I die. Okay, I don't need you, I don't need you, I don't need... Okay, I need everything else. And then I need you. I want you back. And I definitely want you back. I need you back. There we go. I did not want that kelp. Okay. Onward we go. You know, Minecraft, it'd be nice if you gave me some music. I'll give you 3 seconds to put on some tunes. I could have sworn music used to always play in Minecraft. I don't know why. Maybe I could be totally wrong. I've been playing Minecraft for so long. I miss the old ore texture. I'll never get over that. I really won't. I don't care if it was simpler. I don't care if it was repetitive. The old ore, it just looked so nice. Iron looks ugly. I don't really care for what they added in the diamonds. It's not much different, but I still don't care for it much. But I'm also aware that I'm probably biased as well. Oh, hello. Hey, guys. I'm not great at naming dogs. I've never even named a dog. Actually. I was gonna say I've only named one, but I've never named one. I have a dog. His name is Rocky, but I didn't name him. I love him, but I didn't name him. Here, guys, come here. Oh. Well, you can't be left out of the pack. Oh, you're already mine. Oh, well now I gotta make a house. I have a family now. I need to settle down. This is bad. You know what? Actually, no, it's not. This could be a beautiful house right here. Nice little coastal house. All you guys, come over here. I'm gonna need you to just stay here, here, and here. I'm gonna flatten out the terrain a little bit. Man, what a beautiful game this is. Something about Minecraft is so relaxing. It's serene. These guys are just barking. Just barking. Okay, I love Dark Oak, but I don't think I can really use it effectively. So I'm just going to use it to... I want fences. Do I want fences or do I want a cobble wall? I want a cobble wall. I'm going to grab cobble. Okay. I think walls are probably better and safer. The walls can't be burnt, you know? Yeah, so I made my point. And if you're hearing that, that's probably the last of what I'm going to say. I'm really tired. Yeah, I never really had much creative vision on this game, but I really got a cool idea for a house. Finding a family helped with that. My dog family. They're good puppers. Okay, oh, I gotta get back. It's getting dark. Oh, all because of one flower. That's one strong flower. Okay, I think I hopefully slept before any mobs really spawned. I'm gonna cover that, because that's dangerous. I don't like just the positioning of that. It would have been cool if they added spiked walls so spiders couldn't climb them. Like wooden spikes to... Oh my. I will make a dark oak gate. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Although I need sticks. Or when you want that dirt. Okay. What the world? That's not bad. I don't quite have that though. But wow. These guys are snipers. Chris Kyle. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I was gonna do. Oh my. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why. Okay. So if I okay. Okay. Oh yeah. I don't really care about the symmetry in these ones, but okay. I need wood. was like, why can't I see? There's so much. Why is there so much? Oh my. There's more at every angle. This thing's actually a hassle to cut down. Okay. You can give me some dirt if you want. Thank you. I don't like these oak trees. Okay, these ones are better. Those ones just have too much oak, and I feel like a menace if I don't cut the whole thing down, but there's too much to cut down. Ooh. Oops.